Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2. Today we're here recording episode 6, I believe. Also, I got a new mouse. It's a little purple triangle. Sometimes when I go to click on stuff, it turns into the little hand. Let's start off today by seeing what our missions are. Orbit Minmus with a probe, and launch a vessel with at least 4 wheels. I don't think we have wheels unlocked, so we'll go ahead and track this mission. And let's get to building it. So today I'm thinking doing something like a Russian N1, but the bottom is all integrated. And then having maybe some smaller solid fuel boosters. So go ahead and do 2 for our center, and then put these on the sides. You want them a little bit lower, and then rotate them just a little bit. Turn off snap. Rotate these just a tiny bit, and then put them in. We'll do big engine right in the middle, and then these little ones on the integrated nacelles. I can move this inward and angle up a little bit more. How clipped are you? That should be fine. Maybe just a tiny bit more. There you go. So this will be our first stage. And then because I have these, we'll rotate these straight, move them up. Let's see if we can fit some solid fuel boosters. Oh yeah, those fit. Just little boosters that we'll dump. Then when we get the space, we'll probably just have this engine and turn these 4 off. I want just little tiny solar panels. Because this is so heavy, we'll be using a lot of SAS, and it's going to need a lot of power to keep up with this thing. So then our second stage will be our Poodle engine to get us hopefully past circularized and more towards Minmus. And then I did this tank on the last time I used the Poodle. I think I'm gonna go just a tiny bit bigger because I want to do a little bit of a funky design. Something that looks like it might be aerodynamic, but the game doesn't actually calculate it. We'll do this. Put an extra small tank on top of the thrusters? Question mark. There you go. So this is our little probe so far. I'm gonna go ahead and say we can plan on a landing with this. It might just end up sitting in space, but we can plan. We can hope and dream. Nope, I can't put it like that. I have to put it like this. This would make it where prograde would be angled because the probe is angled. So I have to put this here. We'll do some fat solar arrays. think I want a stabilizer before I want the probe. Oh, I don't want them like this because they'll both... Yeah, that doesn't work. I guess I could put them like this and integrate them a little bit. Just scoot you in just a little bit, just so it looks nicer. That looks horrible. But yeah, I want them like that. I'm interested in testing to see if they fixed lights. Do 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 do. I'll need an antenna. Just one. Boop boop. I don't like that the probe is in the way, but it makes sense that it's attached to this. And honestly, I could probably make this tank a little bit smaller, but I like the way it looks right now. And I might need this from my last couple stages, so I'm gonna keep it. We'll throw some extra batteries. Just so this thing has extra charge while the panels aren't extended. Integrate them in a little bit. Looks nice. I like it. The shape of this is too tubular. I'm still not 100% on how I feel about it, but I think it'll be fine. Now let's see if we can get this to fit in a payload. There we go. I need a stack separator. Then throw that on there. Oh, we can make this much smaller. That's how she's looking so far. I need some stabilizers. That's what I think I'm forgetting. Put it in the middle. Make it, nope. Make it long. Reduce the span. Do angle. Now control surface. There you go. We'll go ahead and just throw a little non-gimbaling on our little boosters. I don't think this whole craft has enough stabilizer, so I might have to invest in monopropellant. I can just hide those on the integrated nacelles. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then put RCS everywhere. This should be good. I guess I should put a little bit more on my second. I don't think I need it in space. I should, just in case. And then you can have your own little tiny supply. And that's my little monopropellant for this stage. So this is how it's looking. It'll probably change after the first or second flight. I needed a coupler. There you go. I guess the only thing to do now, see how it flies. Can I color the fairing? That is stark, but I like it. So this is the whole craft. We've got integrated nacelles, solid fuel boosters that we dump early. Once we get to space, we can deactivate our mainsail engine. No, yeah, the mainsail, and just use our skippers. This stage should hopefully get us past Kerbin orbit, hopefully a little bit towards Minmus, and then this will be our actual getting to Minmus, circularizing, maybe even part of the landing if we have plenty of fuel left. So, final flight pre-check. Looks good. Let's launch it. I'm worried it's gonna wobble because of all of the engines. Yeah, there's one that it's sitting on right now. And my craft is crooked. I guess ignite engines. Once we take off, I don't know if we should lock up or start our gravity turn. Oh, I blew up all my engines again. Okay, so I readjusted the positions of the engines. They should not be hitting each other. And because this mainsail blew up, I think it was too close to the ground and was heating itself up. So we elevated it a little bit with these launch clamps. And this is launch 2. Let's hope nothing blows up this time. We'll wait till 100 meters per second and then start doing our little turn. That looks about good. Okay, that's fine. Lose our solid fuel boosters. Just for stability, we're gonna wait until we get a little bit higher to start turning. When our apoapsis is probably 50,000. Now turn a little bit more. And then we'll keep it locked like this for a little bit. We're doing good on fuel. We're doing okay on height. We are still going up. Hopefully circularizing a little bit with it. Now that we reach 50, we're gonna go just a little bit more down. And then keep it like this. Now, usually you want to circularize right at 100 because there's so much power in this first stage. I'm gonna let it get to maybe 150 or so. 150, cut engines. This is a pretty high apoapsis for orbit. So we'll make our maneuver plan just a little bit before. 158 by 158.8, 158.2. So let's point at our maneuver. We have plenty of fuel in this stage. Well, not plenty. We're getting there. We'll have about 800 left, maybe. And then warp just a little bit to our maneuver. Go ahead and cut warp. Get ready to ignite engines. Cut engines. 1, go. Now we'll be watching this mostly. There you go. That's about as circular as we're gonna get. I don't want to do another burn to our apoapsis to increase our periapsis, just to be circular when we are going to the moon. Well, we're going to Minmus. We're not going to the moon. I guess I could try to do a gravity turn. Set you as target. Okay, maneuver. Let's see if we can get a good gravity turn. That's pretty good. We have just enough fuel for this maneuver, so I hope it goes right. Mess with it just a tiny bit more. That's a little too much. That is almost perfect. This is looking pretty good for our maneuver. We'll have to, about here, do a mid-course correction and bring up our normal. Just make this circle flatter. Probably about here. We're just coming out of the moon real weird, and I can't fix it. So, we're pointing at our maneuver. We are losing a little bit of electricity, but I think this warp will be just fine. Cut warp, turn on SAS, look at our maneuver. About halfway through our burn, I'm gonna turn off the maneuver and see what our line actually is doing. So let's get all my fingers in place and ready. So I'm gonna switch to stability and turn this off. Let's align retrograde. Just used our tiniest last bit of fuel just to fix. I just want to be doing a gravity turn and making our orbit bigger. I don't want to be leaving Kerbin sphere of influence. That's why we're wasting a little bit of fuel doing our retrograde burn. We're gonna set that to literally, there you go. That's almost exactly where we want it. Now, I can't decide if at the moon periapsis I want to fix my anti-normal, or if I want to wait till I'm about here on this orbit to fix the circle. I think it would be about here. So we're leaving the moon, or we're leaving Kerbin. Goodbye. That's a beautiful shot. If only I can get my rocket to look better. Goodbye, Kerbin. Why am I spinning? Okay. I've passed my moon periapsis now. We successfully did our gravity turn. Now we're heading towards high Kerbin orbit and Minmus. So, let's go to the map. We're just outside the moon's influence. We'll set this as our target. So that's all we're getting out of this stage. But that should be angling our new orange line. Yeah, closer to Minmus. We'll go ahead and click on our line. First of all, turn off SAS. Click on our line. Time warp to point. Now that that's done, we can lose our payload and deploy these huge panels. Nice. These don't retract. But it's fine. I'm in space the whole time. Now, SAS on. Point towards our maneuver. There we go. Let our panels get a little bit aligned. Stop our spinning. There you go. And now we'll just warp time until our maneuver. I guess before I do this burn, I should explain. Minmus rotates like at an angle, and then I was rotating at an angle. So now we're doing just a little burn to bring our circles, our orbital lines that we see here. We're trying to bring those orbiting at the same angle. The way I came off the moon, I was going almost the completely opposite angle. So, now that I've explained the pain I'm in, we'll go to our burn and try and fix it. And our delta V does say 11. We're just gonna go ahead and use that extra 1 delta V to try and fix our tilt. You know what? Now that I've thought about it, I think in space it's called axial tilt. Because Earth has an axial tilt of like 2 degrees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shit. And that was our stage. We just fixed it just a little tiny bit. We can dump this core stage now. So now we have our little poodle engine, and then finally our lander / emergency fuel. So let's reset Minmus as our target. Do we have an ascending node? Yes. We'll go ahead and try to fix our tilt again. There you go. You got 0, 0, 0, 0, and then time warp just a little bit. Set SAS to point at our maneuver. And then warp again. Go ahead and destroy our debris. Cutting warp to realign. Make sure everything's looking good. Then do another tiny warp. So now that we're at our burn, I'm going to pause. Erase our maneuver. Tell it to keep locked on where the maneuver was. And then I'm going to manually watch our nodes. Oh, activate engines. Three, 2, 1, 0. That means our orbit is now the exact same axial tilt as Minmus. So now we can just time warp to here. And then I can't decide if we want to plan this, do a little retrograde, bring our apoapsis down just a little bit so that it's further out than the sphere of influence. Sphere of influence is probably here. So I'd want to bring this in a little bit. And even though this wouldn't be all the way lined up, it's actually giving me more time in Minmus orbit because I'm going along it. I think I might do this one. Yeah. I really should circularize and so I can click and drag to see where our Minmus encounter is. Let's see how that looks. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this. Again, we might have to bring down our periapsis to make our lines closer on this side, but I think being as close as possible, maybe not that much. We'll do like that. And then I do think I should bring down my apoapsis. So let's travel 3 years just to get to this maneuver. And now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ended up just a little bit bigger, but that's fine. Now let's time warp to here. Create another maneuver. And just retrograde just a little bit. Honestly, that's so little, I might have to just do it myself. Let's time warp close. Go ahead and create a maneuver node just so we know what time to do it. And point ourselves retrograde. We were already pointed retrograde. So, just warp again. Okay, so now it's telling us we're gonna have an encounter. But we're crashing straight into Minmus, so we're gonna need to change it just a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, that'll be good. Okay, so point at our maneuver. Warp to just before. Okay, there's a function, you hover over it and you right click and it locks it. I need something where I can click it and it stays gone. I don't want to look at it. I don't want all of this UI mess going on and not letting me click anything. Because right now I'm running into the problem where I can't click this. Time warp to this. 3, 2, 1. Okay. That was just to cut our warp. That wasn't our burn. Let's just get more closer. And because we're just doing our radial out burn, I'm gonna delete this and just watch our actual line change. Probably go maybe 5 meters a second at first and then change to 1 just to make sure we get our exact encounter. So 1 time speed. I want you to lock to this. Delete maneuver. Just do a little. Oh, shit. I think maybe my engines are a little too powerful for this. So, we'll do a quick save. Oh, fuck! Let's see how that's looking. Oh, man. Well, that looks okay. So, we'll go ahead and plan our maneuver for this. Hello? Oh, I guess I can't. So, warp time. Just warp me to here. Just a little bit before we encounter each other. Before I encounter it. Before it influences me. I'm waiting on just till we're inside the sphere of influence and then I'm making our maneuver here. Okay? So focus Minmus. Make a maneuver here with a massive retrograde burn. I want this locked and this locked. We'll go ahead and do 30 by 30 just because it looks nice. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So, click off that. Time warp to here. Where am I? That was scary. Point at our maneuver. Warp just before. Now that we're close, I think I'm gonna start my burn small, but just a little bit early. Okay, now we're down to 5 seconds. Full burn. And then start to slow down again. Stop. Now let's see where we ended up. 35 by 36. 35.0 by 35.6. That's about fine. I think that's as close as circular as we're gonna get. So this is our probe above Minmus. I might even bring down... We have plenty of fuel for a landing. I'm gonna bring down our orbit just so I can actually see the surface. In this view, I would like to be able to see the surface. Cut warp, point retrograde. Then we'll watch this timer for how close our periapsis is. We'll do another slow and low burn. Right about here. And then throttle up just a little. And then we'll watch this. I think it's maybe 20, just below 20. I should be able to have a good view of the surface. Moons don't have atmosphere, so you can orbit it very, very, very low. There are no extra forces slowing you down. That's 20. Now we'll warp over to here. 20.3, 35.0. Now, what is that? I'm also surprised we still have satellite. We are pretty far. I guess maybe this satellite is just Kerbin's sphere of influence. Because in the episode where we sent our probes out of Kerbin's sphere of influence, they ran out of range. But because we're still in its influence, this antenna might just be enough. So we're watching this again. And now do our tiny slow and low burn. Just till this gets to about 20. I did it too early and we're decreasing too much of our periapsis. So we'll get to about 20 seconds before, and then we'll do our another burn. Seems about good. We are currently at 15, which I think should be technically 20. This is slightly off. Yeah, we're like above a mountain or something. So I brought down our periapsis. This used to be my periapsis, but I retro burned a little bit extra and brought this down. I was hoping for 18 and I got so close. Now we'll go back over here and do another little burn. We'll probably bring this down to low 17. There we go. That's pretty much what I wanted. That is our orbit above Minmus. Our mission completed a while ago. We just had to actually enter orbit. So when I was just starting my burn over here, it finished. But this is our probe. Let's get a good look at it in the surface of Minmus. It's looking lumpy. I thought Minmus was mostly ice. It might be once you get closer. It might just look all white from up here. There's our probe. Now before we even think about landing or dumping this stage, I'm gonna go back to the Kerbal Space Center, and then I'm gonna go to mission control and complete that mission. Thanks, science. Find the source of the mysterious signal on the surface of Minmus. Land a vessel on Minmus with a current mass of over 200 tons? That's not happening. Using a vehicle with a probe core, orbit Kerbin with an altitude of blah 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 and an orbital speed of blah blah. This one is pretty easy. I might go ahead and look at the Minmus monument. Where is it? Jesus Christ. This is gonna be hard, but this craft is equipped for it. So we'll wanna probably about here. What are you? What? I guess this is our planned burn so far. We're using a lot of fuel just to change our axial tilt to get to this lunar signal. So, click off that, warp to here. Oh no. This is the only time I've encountered this, but I see people complaining all the time about how you can't warp above 4 times when you're so close to a celestial body. But I have to wait so long just to get around here. About 7 minutes still of me just watching this slowly go by. Oh my god, I finally was far enough to warp faster when I'm right in front of it. Okay, now that we're finally at our burn, we're pointed at our maneuver. Start the burn just a little bit early. 3, 2, 1. Start slowing it down. Pause. Focus Minmus. On pause. I'll go ahead and delete this. And set this to stability. On pause. That's as close as I'm getting it here. So we'll warp to this point. Just to fix this a little bit earlier, we need to be going left. Left? Yeah. That's left of where we're currently heading. Let's see if we can fix this. There you go. That looks about perfect. We'll have to stop a little bit early just so we can get our landing speed. But time warp to here. Okay. Now we can start thinking about, because I'm going so slow, Minmus has such a low gravity, I might try to land with our Poodle engine. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt the landing soon. Now we're just gonna be falling straight down. Almost straight down. Repoint retrograde. Do just a little boop boop boop. There you go. Then we can warp towards the surface. What the f- It appears to be gone. Yeah. So, we can always slow down early. I don't have landing legs on this, but I'm hoping I'll be able to go slow enough that this doesn't blow up. Even if it does, Minmus is so low, I'm gonna be able to use these engines. Might even be able to use RCS. I can do a little bit more. I'm just losing velocity. Nope, now I'm getting it. Because of our failed first attempt and lessons we learned landing on the moon, I'm going to try to keep it below 10. I should be falling straight down now. I think I'm going a little bit this direction. That looks straight down. We're approaching at 12 meters per second, so I feel like these should have an impact of at least 10. We're doing the tiniest burns with this giant thruster. I am still moving in some direction. Oh shit. We'll call that landed. Sure. I'm on the ground. But now... I need to angle myself towards the monument. Give us just a little burst. Give us another little burst. Give us directional burst. And then we'll just drift. Maybe a little bit more in this direction. Then we'll burn this direction. This is gonna take a while, so I have no idea what this is, by the way. I know there's the moon arches. There's a statue of an alien on Jewel or Lave, I believe. There's something on one of the acidic moons. It's like green and copper colored. I think there's a skeleton somewhere. I just want to hover. Just the tiniest. I think 1 is keeping us just hovering. I guess I could change. We are still technically falling. There you go. Now we're just drifting towards the monument. I'm out of monopropellant, so I can go ahead and turn this off. It doesn't matter. I need to get over this hill. We're just doing teeny tiny burns the whole way there. It's to my left, so burn retrograde a little bit, which is this direction, then left a little bit. What is it? Can I see it yet? No. I'll begin angling to slow ourselves. Oh my god, what is that? I'm gonna angle to slow ourselves down. Actually, I need to keep going up just a little bit more. And this way. There you go. Repoint ourselves retrograde to stop our movement in this direction. Go ahead, give that a little doop, boop, boop. I kind of want to be falling straight down, then I can angle myself to go this way more. I'm just planning on stopping soon. Actually, I need more direction. So, boost almost flat towards it. Now, point retrograde again. Once we slow ourselves down, we're gonna angle, point this way. Why am I pointing retrograde again? Go just a little boost. Just a little boost. Point ourselves retrograde again. Oh, we landed. Whew. Let's get ourselves stood up again. Angled at that again. Just a little boost. I need more directional speed. Now we point retrograde. Oh! I'm so close. I can see it's an alien with crystals. Okay, now one more boost. Straight this direction. Now, retrograde. Now we can start slowing down. Holy shit! Are we gonna impact it? I touched it and it completed the mission. Dude, just teeny tiny. We made it to the Minmus monument. Oh my god, I can't believe I did it. You know, I could probably even fly this thing home because I still have this stage and the fuel I packed and what I thought would be our lander. Whoa. They're squid people. Look at the tentacles. So we made it to the Minmus monument successfully. We even landed on engines instead of legs. And that's the Minmus contract completed. Let's go look at it. But what's with the squid mouth? The message says, "Bear witness to her brow, whereto in time through gravity. Bear witness to her influence, which saved us from calamity. 6 times the heavens circled, once freed we did not stay. Bear witness to the goddess Kerbina, lights the way." So this was the signal we were receiving from that monument. We're calling them the Builders. Thanks, science. 4 wheels. So, our leftover missions for next time are launch a vessel with at least 4 wheels, land a vessel on Minmus with a current mass of over 200 tons, using a vehicle with a probe core, orbit Kerbin with an altitude of 2863 and an orbital speed of 10 by 10. Orbit Kerbin with an X-200 Methalox fuel tank and a docking port. And then we have received a new mysterious signal on the surface of Duna. And before we leave, I'd like to leave you guys with the question: should we keep going heavy into large ships, essentially getting ourselves into higher tiers, or should I begin working on Kerbal landing systems, space shuttles, and such? Because eliminating the hardest part, which is getting back to Kerbin, landing on Kerbin, making the hardest part easy. Also, maybe do some kind of, we launch a ship, then we launch another one, and we do some orbital refueling starship style. Or I can just go straight down the line. We have plenty of points, so better power and long-range probes. I can be looking at bigger payloads, better landings. So that's my question for you. Should I be going into shuttles? Should I be going further down the line? Or should I be focusing on landings or some new science options? So that was episode 6. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment of which line we should be going down next, and if you like me, I guess subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.